turn it over to Chef Tamika, and we're going to go over our ingredient list, and then of course you can ask any questions you would like. So without further ado, Chef Tamika, take it over.
Thanks so much, Alec. Good to see the Elevate Youth team again. I always look forward to these classes. Official welcome to summer. Summer started this week officially. Summer solstice was on the 21st. So good to see everyone here. And I don't like to make promises, but I promise you that this salad is super tasty. If you like strawberries, this is a good one for you. If you don't like strawberries, it's so sweet and tangy. There's a little bit of cheese in there. It usually balances things out nicely. So I'm looking forward to doing this recipe with you guys. As usual, I'm Chef Tamika. I absolutely love cooking and love the outdoors. I definitely love doing this class with you guys. And before we really dive in, I like to say an organized chef is a really good chef, right? Let's go through a recipe, make sure we have all our ingredients ready to go, all our utensils and tools ready to go, and then we can start working together. How's that sound? Thumbs up? Great. So let's start with our ingredients list. If there's anything we do not have, we can make it work. We can substitute things. Just let us know in the chat. Gay is ready to answer your questions. So let's get started. You should have around a half a pound of salad greens. So that yummy, green, delicious, either spinach or a mixture of different lettuces. Should be ready. I believe you have pre-washed ones ready to go, so you're ready to eat. You can just have them as is. See, ready to go. So your salad's here. The next thing you should have, and we're not too sure. Can you double check if you have a red onion or any onions in your box? Thumbs up if you have an onion. Thumbs down. Okay, let me make sure I can see everyone's face and not seeing all the faces. Okay, thumbs up. So you do have a red onion. It looks like Jack doesn't have one. Jack, if you don't have an onion, it's completely okay. We can skip the onion for today. Is that okay with you? Thank you for the thumbs up. We're also gonna ask you to grab the star of the show, the absolute star of the show, strawberries. Does everyone have their strawberries ready to go? And so for me, June's a special month, not only at the start of summer, but strawberries are in their peak in this New England area. So from Massachusetts, New Hampshire, Maine, Vermont, in this area, they're in their peak. I got these from a local farmer's market, but you can buy at the supermarket and they're usually very tasty the time of year. Do you have that? Okay. Our next ingredient is dried fruit. Now, again, maybe you have this, maybe you don't. I have dried cranberries. Do folks have dried apricots or raisins? Thumbs up or down if you have a dried fruit. Thumbs up? All right, looks good. Thank you. I just want to stop and say, you guys are becoming very, very proficient at putting your ingredients together. I love it. We should have a cheese. Is it feta cheese or goat cheese? Not sure what you guys have, but you should have a delicious cheese ready to go. Thumbs up. Thank you for that. And the last thing on the salad ingredients, it's optional. Again, if it's safe for you, you can have some nuts. If it's not safe, we'll leave the nuts out. Do folks have nuts? For some folks who it's safe, okay, we have that. Now let's get our salad dressing ingredients. A good job on having those together. Our dressing ingredients. You're gonna need to pull 3 of the strawberries from all the rest of the strawberries, just 3 really beautiful ones. You're gonna also need to have vinegar. When it comes down to vinegar, we just need something that's sour or acidic. So some of you may have white vinegar or red wine vinegar or balsamic, like all these fancy vinegars. Do you guys have vinegars?
Tamika, we have the vinegar already in that container. Everybody should have, did everybody receive a little container with a label on it?
Glass jar, a little jar maybe?
Correct, right there.
To look like this?
Liam, will you hold that up again so everybody can see?
Oh, yeah. I have one of those too. Okay.
Yeah.
You have vinegars in something like this.
So for you guys in the cooking class, right on your label, it tells you what is in that container that we pre-measured in case you didn't have those ingredients at home, okay?
Amazing, thank you. I'm trying to match you guys. I have one of these containers. All right, so it's just double check. I trust Gay completely, but I still want to triple check this. You should have vinegar. You should have honey, vinegar, honey. You should have oil. You have some mayonnaise. You should have a mustard. And then maybe you have salt and pepper at home. You can grab salt and pepper from your cabinets. And that should be it. So honey, mayonnaise, mustard, strawberries, and the vinegar. All right, you guys are awesome. You have all your ingredients. Let's just give ourselves a little bit of applause and let's dive right into our recipe. So there you go. Yay. All right. Now you got an email last minute. If you do check your email, or your parent checks your email, or your adult at home, does everyone have a straw somewhere? Yeah. Okay. So I just learned this recently. We're gonna start by making our salad dressing, right? So I'm using a jar because it's easier for me to use a jar. You can use a bowl if you want. A jar is completely okay with a cover. And what I learned today is if you want to hull a strawberry, one of the easiest ways to do so is to take your straw. Take your strawberry. Oh, wow, look at that strawberry. That's awesome. And you're gonna take your straw and insert your straw in the bottom of the strawberry. And you're gonna like really firmly push that top out. Do you see that? Now, everything may not come out at once. It may take twice or so. So it's like a quick way to get the tops off and get the middles out. Beep. Beep. You got it? I'll show one more time. This is the only time we can play with our food. So all the way in the middle, push it all the way to the top, to the center. It takes a little practice, then it's off. It's called hulling a strawberry. So you're removing that centerpiece and you're also removing the stems. So one more time, any straw that you have can work. It goes through the center, you hold your strawberries firmly and you push it all the way through. And I can make the sound too, pop. There it goes. Do we have that? So looking for 3 nice strawberries. And once you've gone ahead and removed the stems, remove the center, I'm gonna ask you to cut those in 4. So on a cutting board to be quarters. So 1, 2, 3, 4 pieces. That goes into your jar or into your container of any sort. So again, down the middle, again through the middle, make 4 pieces. Ooh, I lost a piece. That goes into your jar. So looking for 3 beautiful strawberries to go into your jar. Once you have those, just let me know. Put it in my jar. So while folks are working, oh, beautiful cuts. I see some great cuts. While you're working on those, if you have a whisk, you can grab that. If you don't have a whisk, a regular dinner fork is fine. I said so, I don't have one, but I will find one. So a regular dinner fork is fine. This is not my regular dinner fork, but a fork is fine. And what I'm gonna do next is called muddling. And muddling is just a fancy term for mashing fruit or berries when you wanna get those juices out or those flavors out. So I'm gonna muddle, 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 mash, 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 mash. Another way to do this is to mash it right on your countertop or on your, on your, on your baking sheet or on top of your cutting board. So you use a fork and you're gonna mash those. You're gonna squish them as much as you can. It doesn't need to be perfect. It doesn't ever need to be perfect. It needs to be mashed out in some way. And you're mashing it out to get those juices. How are folks doing? You're muddling berries. If you don't have a jar, but you have a bowl, you can also put those in a bowl. It might actually give you more space. You're gonna muddle those. So pressing them against the sides. I think I need a fork. I'm gonna grab a fork for you, but muddle, muddle, muddle. Again, we're looking for them to be mashed out and all tasty. When you mash fruit, it tends to get softer for one, but also more of those juices come out. I'll grab a fork for 1 second. Okay, how are folks doing? Were you muddling? Right, another option is on your cutting board. And you go directly and muddle. That's one technique or term you're learning today. It's called muddling. Sometimes these folks who are making like fancy juices or they're making a pie, they might just squish things. How's that look? Got it? Nice muddling. It's a good arm workout too, right? Get some exercise in. Okay, so while you're working on your muddling, your muddled berries will be the base for your salad dressing. So I'll give a few more seconds. I see folks are working so hard on that muddling. You know what would be really good too? A potato masher, if you have that. That can also be a good way to muddle your berries. So thumbs up if you're ready to move on to our next task. Okay, I'll give it some space and some time. I see lots of juicy muddling happening. I like it. Nice workout. Is that a thumbs down? Do you need more time, Liza? Okay, go ahead.
Yes, please.
So thumbs up if you're ready.
How many strawberries do we need?
3 strawberries would be ideal. So 3 are like medium to large ones.
Oh, okay, thank you.
And the muddled berry doesn't need to be perfect. So it's not mashed. Mashed would be completely like softened, like completely mushy. Muddled just means you're pressing through some. I think most folks should be all ready right now.
Oh,
Yeah?
yeah.
Okay, so let's start making our dressing. For some folks, they'll use a jar. For others, you'll use a bowl. You're gonna open that Ziploc bag that has all those measured ingredients. We're gonna start making our dressing. So the first thing you're gonna need in your jar is your honey. So grab your container of honey and pour all of the honey into your jar or into your bowl. If you're using a bowl, you'll need a fork, that same fork you had before. If you're using a jar, you'll need a lid.
Tamika, the honey's already in that little container.
Yes, so grab a container.
All of them are together in that little container. So if
Okay.
if they're making their own, then they'll have to measure, but otherwise it's already in that container that was in your Ziploc.
Okay, so from the container in your Ziploc, can you pour that honey into your glass jar, into your bowl where you're making your dressing? So I just poured my honey into my jar. In your case, it's already measured. Someone did amazing work. Thank you so much, Gay. In my case, I'm going to measure 1.5 teaspoons. Next up, I'm going to have you take the container that says vinegar. So the one that says vinegar, you're going to remove the top and pour it into your jar. I think you have balsamic vinegar.
It's all together, Tamika, all in one thing.
Oh, you're saying, okay.
That's what I'm trying to say. It's all there already.
I'm so sorry, guys.
That's okay. That I was just,
Okay.
I don't want them to be confused, but everything is in there. And
So let me get caught up.
Yeah.
Me get caught up. I'm not
Yeah.
there. So I have honey.
sorry, it's
I
a bit
have
confusing.
vinegar. What else do you have? Do you have your mustard in? Yep. I'm gonna put my mustard in. Oh, you guys are ahead of me. I like it. Okay. I have my honey. Oh, man.
You
You
could,
take your
you
time.
could take your time.
When the students become the teachers, the students are ready. I'm gonna put my mayonnaise in. Okay. Now, just to confirm, Gay, they need to put their oil, right?
No, right, it has the oil, the
Excellent.
vinegar,
All right.
the
So
mustard,
all you need to
and the
do
honey.
at this point is to take your container, and what do we do next? Shake. Just shake, shake, shake. Make sure the lid is on tightly. Make sure the lid is completely on.
What if we're using a bowl?
If you're using a bowl, you're gonna take your fork and whisk, or your whisk and whisk it together. I have a jar. Shake, 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 shake.
Tamika, are we adding the mayonnaise as well?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
So in this jar, or in your container, it's a jar or bowl, you should have all the wet stuff. So you should have the honey, the oil, the vinegar, the mustard. Yes, beautiful, beautiful. You can whisk. So the idea of whisking is to emulsify. So you're gonna pick all of those separate liquids and put them all together so they become like best friends. They were all separate at some point. Put them together so they become like best friends, become tasty. So shake, 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 or whisk, 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 whisk. I like the sound of this. So my dressing looks pretty good, but here's what's missing. We need to season this. So a tad bit of salt and pepper, a tiny pinch goes in, and then you have fresh pepper, it goes in. And the very last thing, remember those muddled berries? Your container might be too small to fit the berries in the jar. So in this case, take your dressing and pour it into your berries. Does that make sense? I'll repeat it one more time. You're gonna take all your mixed salad dressing ingredients. You're gonna take that bowl with your berries. You're gonna pour the dressing into the berries.
Oh, I put the fluid into the berries. I thought,
That's fine. The only
Okay.
thing you need to do is put them together. If you have
Okay.
space, put them together in one container. So in my case, my berries go in the jar. Right? Like,
I have a pickle jar.
and we shake. And that's my dressing. How beautiful is that? How are folks doing? So whatever your case is, the liquid dressing needs to go with the berries. If they fit in your jar, great. If they do not fit in your jar, they pour excellent. That looks good to me. Can I see some more? The jar looks good over there. Let's show me your work. Beautiful. You got it. You got it. Does anyone else need for me to say one more time?
Yeah. We're just mashing up the berries.
Okay, sounds good. Just to be safe, at this point, you should have all the beautiful liquids. So your honey, your oil, your mayonnaise, your mustard, and a little bit of salt and pepper. And that should be, and vinegar should be either in a jar or in a bowl, wherever it fits with your strawberry. And you shake, 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 or you whisk, whisk, whisk.
Oh, should we add mayo?
Yes, please.
Okay, that was me.
You need 2 teaspoons of mayonnaise. Now, what's really important here before we move on to assembling your salad, is you take a spoon or a fork, a clean one, and that goes into your dressing and you taste it. Oh. Does it taste like the kind of dressing that you would like on your salad? Mine does. I'm ready, right? It takes some imagination. You have to use your mind to like pull the salad into your mind. Go, do I want it to be more sweet, more salty? This tastes pretty perfect to me right now because I added my salt and pepper. So my dressing is ready to go. So you've made a creamy, muddled strawberry dressing, and that can go into your fridge. It stays in there for 2 or 3 days. It can be used in different ways. Any tasters? Are folks tasting? Please tasted.
Do we mix the strawberries and the dressing together
Yes.
Like with the
Yes.
whisk?
with the whisk?
A whisk.
With a whisk, with a fork, or in a jar. Lots of flexibility here. Depends on what you have at home. If you have a jar, that's perfect. If you have a bowl and a whisk, that's perfect too. I see lots of really good hand movement. So if your dressing's ready, I'm gonna clean up my station while folks get ready to move on. If we have
this tastes-
questions,
Yeah, this tastes kind of vinegary. What can I do to better that?
okay, if it's too vinegary,
Or sweeten it, yeah.
everybody's palate's a little bit different. I'd suggest if you have honey, you could add a little bit of more honey to balance that acid. There wouldn't be extra honey in your package, but if you have some at home or anything, agave is a fancy sweetener if you have that. And to be honest, you can also put a teaspoon of sugar, but you need to shake that like really well to dissolve the sugar. So sweet balances acid.
Thank you.
The other thing I'll tell you though, because you're tasting the dressing on your tongue without vegetables, I'd probably not put too much sweet and wait. Or you can grab a piece of your salad, take your dressing and dip it. And do you like those two together? So I'm gonna take a piece of my spinach, I'm gonna put some dressing on, and I'm gonna try it. I still like mine, right? But to be safe, I'd say just wait or test. And as you know, everyone's palate's a little bit different. My tongue and your tongue taste things differently. So I don't know what you're tasting. If you still think it's too acidic, I'd say try it with your veggies or add some sugar or honey. Sounds good? All right, folks, we have to move on unless there are any more burning questions. All right, let's go. So our next step is for the folks who are using nuts, you'll have those nice nuts ready to go. If you're not, just completely ignore that step. What we need to really work on is to continue to hull these strawberries. So if you're in a space that has two peoples, you guys can do it together. So through the middle, push it out. If you don't have a straw like I do, or you think it's easier, you can just grab a strawberry, remove the top with a knife. You see that? And our goal here is to get them into bite-sized pieces. So if you are having a salad, would you want to eat this entire thing on a salad? It's a little big, right? So you're gonna do them in quarters. So into 4 pieces. And be sure to ask an adult to help you with that knife if it's not safe for you to do so. We're looking for these beautiful shapes. Are we seeing that? So 4 pieces. So our goal is to get all these strawberries cleaned up and ready to go. I like to use this little knife. It's a little safe. My 2-year-old uses this. Tops off. So tops off down the in 2. So 2 pieces make a half. And then a half of a half is a quarter. There is math in cooking, just so you know. You cannot escape math, just to tell you. So 4 pieces make a whole. All right, can we do that? So if you have 2 people, it'll go faster. If it's just you, I believe in you, you can keep working. So tops off, either with a straw or with a knife. And we're gonna make into 4 pieces each. That way, when I have my salad fork, this is actually a salad fork, it fits easily. I'm gonna actually taste this one. Yum, yum, yum. So that's for the next few minutes, getting through these strawberries. You wanna make nice, beautiful cuts, so the strawberry is the star of the show today, okay? It's strawberry season, so they're on stage, it's their day. Any questions for Gay?
We're being asked how many strawberries you would
Do you
like
have
them
a
to
pint?
be cutting now. They got a full, about a quart of strawberries in their
Ooh,
box.
that's a lot. So let's do a pint. A pint would be a half of that. So if you took 3 out, I'd say do a half of whatever is left. So ideally a pint. And so I can grab a container. Most times strawberries come in a little container that kind of looks like this. So around a pint. The bigger one would be an entire quart. Again, math. Half a pint, half a quart is a pint. Any more questions?
What if we already finished?
Pardon me?
What if we already finished?
Could you do that one more time a little bit slower? I'm having trouble hearing you.
What if we already finished?
Then you're a star, just like the rest of us. We're all stars. But can you hang out and wait for us? Thank you so much. If anybody else is finished, just let us know. I know some folks had time ahead to do these, other folks didn't have a chance, so
Excuse me.
Sam?
yes.
I'm sorry. How much is a pint?
How many strawberries again should we use? I'm sorry, I didn't, should we use the whole thing or?
Whatever you got, just do a half of that. It doesn't need to be a perfect half. So let's say there were 20, let's just do 10 of those. Whatever you got, just use your best guess and do a half of what you got.
Okay, great, thank you so
Yeah.
much.
Yeah, of course. Because while the strawberry is the star, you do want to give those greens some time on stage, right? So you do want to make sure you have some. Sorry, there's an explosion near my house just now. Yes, you want to give those strawberries some space to be a star, but also those greens, those yummy, delicious greens, needs to have some space too.
What are those noises in the background?
I do not know. I heard noises in my backyard.
You want to take a,
I am safe, but give me 1
why
second.
don't
Just
you take a break, Tamika? To listen?
So while we're all cutting our strawberries, I believe there is another treat that was in the box. Gay, would you like to introduce the hibiscus?
Sure. You might all notice, did you see a bag of hibiscus in your box? I put a little label on it. All right. So when you're not in class, I always like to give you some extra recipes you might want to try on your own between classes. And the hibiscus, you'll see also a recipe in your box. Did you see the recipe for iced hibiscus tea? If you looked in your box, there was a recipe for iced hibiscus tea and one for strawberry soda. So that bag of hibiscus tea is to be used, hibiscus flower is to be used to make that iced hibiscus tea recipe that's in your box. If you want to try that at some point on your own, it's really delicious. And we sort of wanted to do that as, to honor Juneteenth, which we also gave you some fun stuff to read up on Juneteenth inside your box.
Thank you, Gay. And if you didn't see, Chef Tamika's neighbors were setting off fireworks. So that was the sound you were hearing. They were so excited for our cooking class, they decided to celebrate with fireworks, I think.
There you go.
you're early for the 4th. Everyone's safe. They're just out doing fireworks testing.
There you go.
So thank you so much for caring, guys. I appreciate that. Okay,
You bet.
so it means that maybe our strawberry cutting is done. Yeah. Oh my God, look at that dressing. That dressing's beautiful. All right, so let's move on then. So again, one last time, are folks using nuts? Do you have those ready? Those beautiful dressings are ready. And for those who are using dried fruit, ready to go. Okay, so
That
let's
looks great.
assemble our salad. So a salad's pretty simple, but I think assembling our salad and to make the salad like really beautiful is important, right? We eat with our eyes, right? So you taste your food, yes, yum, yum, yum. When I see beautiful food, it gets me really excited. So I love all the colors here. We have green, we have red. If you're using cheese, a little bit white. If you're using berries or nuts or brown. So lots of great colors here. I did forget one thing. Did we have our red onions or no? No. Okay, perfect. So let's just toss my onion. So let's assemble our salad. So a few ways that you could do your salad, right? The amount of dressing on your salad is usually a personal thing. However, I like to show you 2 examples. If I gave you salad, right? This wonderful green salad. And when you got your salad, it looked like this, wimpy, like really covered, like crushed up. Or you gave me salad, it just has a little bit of dressing, just enough, and you can still taste the green. Which one do you think you'd like more? I like the second one. So the amount of dressing you put on your salad matters. So I'd say just to be safe, put a few teaspoons of your dressing on first, try it out, make sure you like it. If you don't, you could add more. Once you've already added dressing, you can't take it off, right? You can add more, but you can't take it off. So I'm gonna show you the way I learned in cooking school. You can do it differently. One of the things I learned to do was to put a salad in the bowl, dressing in the bowl. Why do they do that? It's because greens are so delicate. If you pour the dressing on, it might just go limp. And then you take your dressing, your salad, and that goes in. And with really, really clean hands or a fork, you toss. You toss, you toss, you toss, and your salad's dressed. I can put more just so folks see that, but the idea here is just to make sure you don't put too much dressing. Okay, do I like it? I take a piece. I like it.
Chef Tamika, are you telling me that I've been putting my dressing on my salad wrong my whole life?
The first time I saw this, I almost passed it. I go, no way. In restaurants, they take a large bowl, they dress the bowl, put the salad in, and they toss it. And the idea is that when it gets to you at the table, it's not all wilted and tired from having dressing on. So that's how I tend to do it. Again, the way you do it, there's nothing wrong with it. But I'm just gonna pass on this tip.
I was gonna say the exact same thing. I've always put the dressing on the top and there's never any dressing on the bottom.
See, that's the other thing too. So it's in the bowl, it distributes more evenly.
Yeah.
And sits on one part versus the other part. So I just passed on what I learned. So once you have your salad in and it's dressed, right? So lettuce is a base. That beautiful lettuce is a base. Each piece should have some dressing. Are folks there? Again, if you have that dressing, just take a teaspoon or so, test it, make sure you like it, try again. Look at this. Oh, you guys are professional. Look at that. I see some salad tossing happening. Beautiful. Then, because you want to make this so attractive that you can't help but have everything, you're going to take a few pieces of your salad, of your strawberries, and that goes on top. Another time, you're going to toss them in so that some goes on the bottom layer, some goes in the middle. And then, so it's really pretty, you put a few pieces on top. Now your other ingredients like your cheese and your nuts, we tend not to mix those in because they're so heavy, right? Sorry, they're so light. They can sit on top. The strawberries are heavy so they can fall to the bottom. So I take my cheese, I take a spoon, lost my spoon. I'd sprinkle on top. Sprinkle on top. And take my beautiful Apricots, if you have them chopped up, or if you have cranberries, those go on top.
Raisins would be fine too.
Pardon me?
Raisins would be fine too. If you have
Raisins are fine too, thank you. Dried figs, if you have them. The only dried fruit I say avoid for this are prunes, right? Prunes tend not to be very yummy in anything that's a salad. And they're a little bit chewy and the texture is a little bit different from the kind of, so you want a nice small bite of either cranberry or raisin. A prune might be too chewy. Okay, and you just go on top. And that would be your salad. That way when I'm serving my salad, and I'll demonstrate to you what I also clean up, is how you want to serve the salad in a bowl. So say your friends come over, cousins, family, you can go all the way in, take some up. And when you're taking this, you see it has most of the ingredients, right? It goes into a plate. And just to be fair, you grab some strawberries and put those on top. So that the star of the show gets some time on stage. Right? Now, this is definitely a side salad. What's a side salad? So you have like rice or beans or pasta or ravioli or anything you like to eat, right? Stir-fried veggies. And this would be a side item. So a tiny bowl on the side. However, if you add more protein to this, so either an animal protein like meat, like chicken or fish, or a plant protein, what would be a plant protein? Pop quiz. What would be a plant protein?
Tofu.
Oh my God, who said chickpeas? My absolute favorite. So any kind of like really delicious beans can be a plant protein. If you eat tofu, like a soy product, that could be too, I'm blanking. Grilled broccoli, like some greens have lots of protein, just as much as animals, but they tend not to get, I have to stop when I see a beautiful salad. So Rachel, right, you added the red onions, beautiful.
nuts offer protein.
It is Brendan.
It's Brendan.
Hi.
All right,
Rachel,
Jack.
Brendan.
Jack D, beautiful.
Did you say it was Brendan? Did I know it's you?
Yeah, I did.
Any more salads? So you could add a protein on here. I also, do you guys know Panera Bread, that restaurant? They serve a strawberry salad similar to this. So if you're ever in there and want to check the menu, they have a strawberry salad this time of year that's very similar to this. So again, beautiful side salad. Go ahead, grab your fork and taste it to make sure you like it. If somebody likes more dressing than you do, you offer them the dressing on the side, right? So dressing is very personal. But this is, I think, my veggies are still standing. They're shiny, glossy, because they do have dressing. They have a bit of cheese. We're not limpy and looking like I drowned them, right? Nobody wants to get drowned with dressing. But if that's how you like it, that's completely okay. But just be mindful that you're making food for your family. Each person's taste bud is different. So dress it enough that they all enjoy it and then offer the dressing on the side. All right. I'm gonna clean up my area. Again, Organized Chef is a great chef while folks are finishing their salads. When you're finished, I'd love to see those salads up front. And that dressing, you probably did not use all of it, can be stored in your fridge. I'd say up to 3 or so days, up to 5 days if you're keeping it like a really airtight and a really cold fridge. And after that, you need to toss it. It doesn't have preservatives the way the one in the store has preservatives, so it doesn't stay as long. Beautiful, Liza.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Nailed this, as usual. The last thing I'll add, if folks are still, oh, beautiful. Look at these experts around here. Yum, yum, yum. It's pretty hot today, so I feel like it's a really good, nice salad for an afternoon like this. And then Gay mentioned the hibiscus tea, which is super, super delicious. If you will notice, most of the things in your box was red. And we're celebrating red foods because of Juneteenth. So June 19th is a new federal holiday here in America. And it celebrates the day that enslaved people in Texas, the farthest part of this country pretty much, heard that they were no longer enslaved. So it's a new holiday. I'm still learning. As a Black woman here in America, I grew up somewhere else and I had no idea. And many people like myself, or maybe your family, did not know this. So we're all learning together. But it's a new holiday to be celebrated. And food at celebrations usually make celebrations way better. So red foods is traditional, and hibiscus tea is called sorrel or Rosa Jamaica or Bissap, based on where you're from. It came out of West Africa. So it's a great way to celebrate this as well. So you have strawberry soda, homemade, strawberry salad, homemade, strawberry dressing, homemade, and then you also have the hibiscus tea. So lots of red celebration. Thank you guys, as usual, for your amazing expertise. You guys are really become some amazing chefs. And I'm gonna hand back over to Alec and team.
Oh, wow. All right, everyone, if you can, please feel free to unmute. Let's give a round of applause for Chef Tamika and yourselves for your creation.
Yeah, thank you guys
Thank
so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you
Your
guys.
salads look so beautiful. I love it.
Well
Yeah,
done,
love it.
Take a
everyone.
shot, please, of all these salads.
Yeah, let's see
Thank you
your
so
Let's see
creation.
everybody's artwork.
Yes.
I think cooking is
Good.
artwork.
It is.
We
Oh, that's
enjoy the time
gorgeous.
together.
Oh my
That's
gosh,
nice.
they look so good.
Oh my, I'm gonna do it.
Thank you.
Amazing.
Guys.
I can't wait to go make it myself. I was running the chat. Now I have to go try making it myself at home.
Amazing, everyone. So feel free, if you get a chance, we have our post-class survey that I dropped in the chat there. This really helps us with improving our program. I know this past box did not have every single ingredient in it. We are doing our best to work with our food provider to make sure that everything is within the box, or at least we give you enough time. If there is something small that may be a part of the recipe that we don't have in the box, you have enough time to go get that. Again, remember, the most important part here too is sharing this meal with friends and family. So I hope you can take a moment here today, tonight, or even in the next couple days and share this with friends or family. Any final questions before we sign off?
Can I just suggest that you guys take some pictures of what you've made and you send them along to Alec and Cam? It would be really fun to see. It's a little hard to see when we're not in person exactly what you've done, and it would be really fun to see what you did. So send us along a picture. And maybe even if you make the hibiscus tea or the strawberry soda, you can do the same.
Great. I see Imen there, maybe with the hand up.
It's sometimes, so now in Middlesex County, there's like less chances of getting COVID. So we can sometimes
Yes, Imen. Well, we are gonna
try in person.
we're gonna get outside in person very soon, Imen. We promise. We can't wait to see you again. Well, thank you, everyone. And again, a round of applause to everyone. Remember, we are all learning together here. I learned something that really changed my life today, is that I've been doing my salad dressing wrong my whole life. So now, you know, that is a life hack that I will really enjoy from moving on forward. Again, we can't wait. We're going to do this again the last Thursday in July. And we can't wait to see everybody. Please send pictures. Let us know if you try the hibiscus tea or soda. And we're so happy to see everyone. And we will be out soon together and enjoying nature. So have a great night, everyone.
Thank you guys for having me again. Happy summer.
Bye.
Thank you. You guys are amazing as usual. Bye-bye.
Hi, guys. You're welcome.
Yeah.